Ciao from Rome, welcoming all of our followers in Rome as well as in Chicago. My name is Beth Finn and I'm a junior studying communications at the University of Illinois. I'm studying abroad in the food and culture program at Gustolab. Today I'll be talking about recycling abroad and how we can make the abroad experience more sustainable.
My name is Coyle. I'm from Shorewood, Illinois. I study accounting at the University of Illinois. And I'm also studying abroad in Rome this semester and taking some online classes for my business major too. So I'm learning a lot about food and business, and we're going to talk about food waste in restaurants today.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary-Kate Napleton. I'm a junior at the University of Illinois. I'm a finance major in the College of Business. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago and I'm studying food culture and sustainability here at Gustolab International. Although sustainability has been something I aim for in my own life, before coming here I was definitely not an expert, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity to learn more about something that I personally care about and something that is so important to the world. So today I will be talking about Gustolab's impact on our education about sustainability, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and also about our study abroad experience in general. So to start, our journey abroad began on January 18th as we trekked from Chicago O'Hare Airport to this awesome city. Before we were even able to get on the plane, we all experienced something of the Italian culture, which is strikes. Due to a strike, our connecting flight was canceled and our journey here took a little longer than expected. In general, though, study abroad is a rare opportunity to come to a new country and completely immerse yourself in their culture, while also taking classes for credit with your home university and hopefully experiencing different topics and teaching styles of the country that you're studying in. Me, Beth, and Colleen are not studying anything closely related to food culture back at home, so we are really lucky to have the chance to learn about these topics from skilled professionals here. As soon as we got to Italy, Gustolab immediately immersed us in the topic of sustainability, which we honestly didn't expect. On our first day, we took multiple detailed surveys about our habits. These habits included eating habits, grocery shopping habits, recycling and waste disposal habits, and overall, just our attitude towards sustainability. It was really refreshing, but within a few weeks, we had field trips that furthered this education as well. Our first stop was the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, or FAO, which is right in the heart of Rome. It was here that we learned one of the key lessons of sustainability, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. These goals include, but are not limited to, no poverty, gender equality, zero hunger, responsible consumption and production, and affordable and clean energy. The United Nations hopes to transform the world by 2030 with these 17 goals, and we as students hope that we can help contribute to these goals after our semester abroad here. As part of our education, we have traveled and learned about many places and organizations within Italy that also work towards these 17 sustainable goals. We had a field trip to Italy, which is a grocery store and a restaurant that focuses on selling only the highest quality products. They have a huge emphasis on locality and organic quality of products while offering affordable prices. They also have a goal to create conscious consumers who devote attention to learning about food origins and methods of production. Many of the principles of Italy, including sustainability, responsibility, and sharing, are a part of the slow food movement. The slow food movement has been one of the core principles in educating us about sustainability. It is a leading movement in the field after being developed for many years by Carlo Petrini and his followers. The movement focuses on good, clean, and fair quality of food and has been a force that has called out people of the world, both as consumers and as producers. With these field trips and education within the classroom, we are excited about our start in the education and promotion of sustainability, and we feel we are one step closer to achieving these 17 sustainability goals.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about restaurant food waste. We've been in Italy for a little over a month now, and we've been to many restaurants and observed some of the common and unsustainable acts that occur inside. The one that surprised me the most is that it's uncommon to ask for a take-home box for your leftover food. In America, I always take home anything left on my plate, whether I'm at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I take it home so I can eat it later. And since I've been studying abroad, I've never asked for a box, and I let the food just be picked up by the waiter and thrown away. I don't like wasting food like this, but it's kind of difficult to overcome because that seems to be a common part of the Italian food culture. So this also relates to another form of waste, which is when people go out to eat and they might not be that hungry, they still won't share a meal with whoever they're there with. And I know it is allowed, but it just doesn't seem to be the norm. So while in Italy, I want to do what other people are doing, kind of immerse myself in the culture. So I decided that instead of asking for a take-home box or sharing with somebody, I would order a lighter meal or not order an appetizer when I'm out to eat. And therefore, I can focus on my one meal and cut down on the waste there. And then another solution would be eat really slow in the restaurant, and because going out to eat is a time to bond and connect with those around you. And instead of trying to eat as quickly as possible, if you take your time, you can often finish your whole meal. Making sure your eyes are as big as your stomach and taking your time to eat are two things you can do to prevent food waste while studying abroad. And another thing I think a restaurant can do to cut down on waste would be to make slightly smaller portions. I think this would please many people because the restaurant can use less of their food and customers can order whatever they want without having to feel guilty about it going to waste. Related to this idea of food waste is the 4-course meal that's common in celebrations in Italian culture. There's a huge amount of food that's set before people, and it's almost impossible to finish. So I think that's something to keep in mind to not overdo those types of meals. Another aspect of waste in restaurants is the plastic and glass bottles. In almost every restaurant we've been to, the water is brought to us in a sealed glass bottle. I think something we could do as study abroad students is to specify tap water so that it's brought in a reusable glass and put in a reusable glass cup. This will reduce the buildup of those recyclables, and it'll also save money. On the same note, glass Coke bottles or aluminum cans are often used in restaurants as well. I've noticed that there's not many soda machines like there are in America. And this ends up, well, depending on what cup you use in America, we would use a non-reusable cup with the soda sometimes, but here, if they had soda machines, we could use reusable cups, and I think that's something to look out for. Also, I was the environmental chair in my sorority, and I noticed the cup thing was something that we were really bad about in our house. We had so much styrofoam waste every day because people would come downstairs, grab a new cup, maybe just for water too, and it was just really bad for the environment. I noticed that, and I think it's really important to promote using reusable water bottles, plastic water bottles, and trying to get your friends to do the same and bring them wherever you're going. And I think that'll save you money and it'll save the environment.
So moving on from food waste in restaurants, another thing that we noticed since arriving in Rome is the emphasis on recycling and separating our garbage within our own apartment. This was something that we most definitely had not anticipated before studying abroad. At home, I don't focus very much on recycling, but I quickly realized that it was a part of the daily life of an Italian. In our apartment, we were given a manual that explained exactly how to recycle in our apartment building. Our housing provider explained that there was 5 different recycling bins to be used. The first was non-recyclable garbage, the second was glass garbage, the third was plastic and metal garbage, the fourth was paper garbage, and the fifth was organic food waste. So not only do we have these separate bins to organize the trash, but there's also designated days and times each day of the week specifying when we should take each of these 5 bins out in order to be collected. So for example, a Monday and Tuesday regular day of throwing out the trash, Monday beginning at noon to Tuesday morning at 6 a.m., we would be able to take out the paper in order to be collected. And from 6 a.m. to noon, the paper is then collected by the garbage trucks. Then from Tuesday, from noon to 6 a.m. on Wednesday, our plastic and metal trash is able to be collected, and so on. Another thing that we noticed is our glass and organic food waste can be taken out at any point during the week. This process basically just allows for a more in-depth recycling system that's beneficial for the environment, and it takes a little bit of adjustment in the beginning, but soon recycling has become a part of our regular daily life here in Italy. So in order to understand the difference between the recycling habits here in Italy in comparison to the United States, I found a statistic that can help distinguish the major differences. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, only 34.5% of Americans actively recycle. On the other hand, 49.7% of Italians recycle effectively, according to the World Economic Forum. As study abroad students, Kelly, Mary Kate, and I have noticed that recycling just becomes a way of life when in Italy. It would be beneficial for us and everyone else in our program to take the things that we've learned about sustainability and recycling and utilize them back home in Chicago or in the United States. The last topic that we will cover today is grocery shopping while abroad in order to cut back on food waste and wasting food. Mary Kate gave us a brief introduction earlier on grocery stores here in Italy and that they are dedicated to selling fresh and high quality products to their customers. We must do our part as the consumers to shop smart. So shopping smart while abroad would be only to purchase food that you will need for that day and being mindful of the expiration dates. Due to the fresh products that the grocery stores provide, there are not many preservatives to keep the food fresh for longer. Therefore, it's important to only buy what you need for that day. And grocery shopping differs in Italy from the United States in the sense that you don't buy groceries in bulk. So it's important to plan your meal for that day and only purchase items in the store that will be used for that particular meal. This will help eliminate organic waste, and this information can help you become a smart shopper abroad as well as help the environment. So overall, we hope that this live video has given you some information about our program abroad at Gustolab and how we began to learn about food sustainability. We hope you're given a couple helpful tips about being conscious and about food waste when you're ordering at a restaurant, and you've gained some insight about how recycling in Rome differs from the United States. We can all do little things to help make the study abroad experience more sustainable. Thank you for listening. Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.